If a stranger offers you a forbidden pharmaceutical curiosity at a party, your immediate response should be no, unless you're Snoop Dogg, in which case you probably brought your own.
Smoke weed every day.
But if they offered you a magical pill that could give you superpowers, then you should probably trust them and take it because it could change your life for a few hours. Please give me mind control, time freezing, and invisibility! Please, please, please!
Why are you telling us all this?
Because, silly child, today we'll be looking at crazy pharmaceutical anomalies that give you superpowers. Number 5. Invincibility. You ever watch superheroes like Deadpool or Wolverine tank all sorts of attacks without feeling pain and wish you could do the same? Well, turns out you can by using crocodile, or more scientifically known as desomorphine. People who took crocodile reported to feel absolutely numb to all sorts of pain. Punched in the face? Nothing. Got shot right in the leg? You can walk it right off. Broken bone? You'll barely even feel it. Reading the text sent by your ex about how you'll never accomplish anything meaningful in life? Yeah. Sorry, I don't think any trip can fix that. But besides emotional damage, you're practically... And all of this because desomorphine was initially synthesized in 1932 as a much stronger variant of the commonly known painkiller, morphine. Except instead of just dulling pain, it outright shuts off your ability to feel anything by frying your nerves entirely. At first, that might sound like a cheat code for life, until you realize that when you can't feel pain, you also can't tell when your body is literally falling apart. See, crocodile isn't just dangerous because it numbs you. The way it's made, often with toxic chemicals like gasoline, industrial cleaners, and all sorts of shady stuff, causes severe tissue damage, to the point where even users develop rotting flesh and exposed bone. With repeated use, the skin around injection sites turns green, scaly, and, well, reptilian, which also pretty much explains its name. Man, I'm really looking forward to moving in. I've been looking for a place forever, and you guys seem chill. Oh, yeah. We're super laid back. Just, quick heads up, though. Our other roommate is a little different. What? Is he a furry or something? Well, no. He's just a bit rough around the edges, super into drugs and all. No worries, man. We all have our quirks. Yo. Holy shit! What the hell is that? It's okay, he's human. And super impervious to pain. Oh, hell no! I'm out of here! That was the 5th one this week. We're never getting a 3rd roommate, are we? I told you to lay off that crocodile. Number 4. Cosmic perception. Ever wanted to travel to another dimension, meet higher beings, and gain knowledge beyond human comprehension, all in the span of a coffee break? Well, good news. DMT, or dimethyltryptamine, is basically a one-way ticket to a completely different reality. Normally, this naturally occurring compound is found in plants, animals, and even your own brain. But when concentrated and consumed, it launches you into an experience so intense that people genuinely come back convinced they left this universe. The Sims, they're playing us. Users of DMT describe going through a hyperspace tunnel and into an entirely different dimension where they encounter all sorts of unearthly things. What makes DMT particularly fascinating is the consistency in what users report experiencing. An overwhelming majority describe encountering intelligent entities, often called machine elves, geometric beings, or interdimensional aliens. These entities apparently communicate with users, sharing profound knowledge about the universe, consciousness, and reality itself. Imagine having alien beings as your personal tutors, except instead of teaching you algebra, they're explaining the fundamental nature of existence.
So, basically glorified ChatGPT?
Hey, she gets it. In fact, there was a documented case in which a mathematician reported receiving a complex mathematical formula during his DMT trip that he claimed solved a problem he'd been struggling with for months. And then there is the time dilation effect. Users consistently report that their 15-minute trip felt like days, years, or even multiple lifetimes. Some claim to have lived entire alternative lives, complete with families, careers, and decades of memories, only to return to their bodies and discover that mere minutes had passed, which is still not as extreme as if you held a 30-second plank. Scientists are still scratching their heads trying to understand exactly what happens in the brain during a DMT trip. Some theories suggest it activates normally dormant neural pathways, while others propose it temporarily disrupts the brain's reality filtering mechanisms. But whatever the scientific explanation is, I know for a fact that this is probably what the Simpsons writers used to predict the future. We're out of time. We need next season's predictions now. What do you have for me?
I don't know. We've already done Trump, pandemics, submarine disasters. There's nothing left.
Don't worry, I got this.
Alright, listen up. In 2026, Mr. Beast buys Epstein's Island. In 2027, Drake legally adopts himself. In 2028, the ocean sues humanity and wins.
Gotcha. It's done. Mr. Beast, Elon Musk adoption, ocean lawsuit. Print it. Number 3. Talking to animals. Ayahuasca is an ancient brew that's been used for thousands of years by indigenous tribes in the Amazon rainforest. It's made by combining 2 plants, the Banisteriopsis caapi vine and leaves from the Psychotria viridis shrub, creating a potent psychedelic cocktail that shamans claim gives you the power to communicate with animals, plants, and spirits of the natural world. Which also sounds a bit like the plot of Black Panther. When consumed in a traditional ceremony, ayahuasca produces intense visions and altered states of consciousness that last 4 to 6 hours. Users consistently report experiencing a profound connection with nature, not just feeling closer to it, but actually communicating with it. Sup, dude? What makes ayahuasca particularly unique is that users don't just hallucinate random trippy visuals, they specifically report receiving teachings from animals and plants.
Veganism sucks!
And the communication isn't just one way either. Many users report that animals behave differently around them after their ayahuasca experiences.
Meow meow!
Almost as if they could understand them better. Who's their mom? Poison ivy? Scientists studying the phenomenon have observed that ayahuasca activates areas of the brain associated with empathy, language processing, and pattern recognition simultaneously, potentially creating a neurological state where nonverbal communication becomes possible. But before you start planning your Dr. Dolittle career, there are some serious considerations. Authentic ayahuasca ceremonies begin with a process called cleansing. It's a beautiful tradition, assuming you find beauty in the act of violently expelling everything you've ever eaten, for hours on end, from every possible exit. Second, the experience can apparently be psychologically intense. Turns out plants and animals don't sugarcoat their opinions about you.
Why's the food bowl empty, Sharon? You had one job. One job. And you haven't watered me in 3 hours. Do you want me to die? I'm sorry. This is exactly why Miak broke up with you. You're worthless. You hear me? Absolutely worthless. Oh, God. When will this end?
And finally, while many users report life-changing insights, others come back with nothing more profound than the ability to stare at their houseplants for hours, convinced they're having deep philosophical conversations when they're really just severely dehydrated. Wait, I breathe in what you breathe out?
Bro, we're literally keeping each other alive.
Number 2. Intense pattern recognition.
Psilocybin mushrooms, often called magic mushrooms or just shrooms, contain a compound that transforms into psilocin in your body, which then binds to serotonin receptors in your brain, particularly the FH2TA receptor.
Dude, get out of here with that nerd talk. What he's trying to say is, when on shrooms, your brain's regular programming gets a temporary software update, unlocking what some users describe as superhuman pattern recognition. Ever stared at a tree and suddenly understood the deep mathematical perfection behind its branches? No? Well, give it a few grams. The craziest part? Brain imaging studies confirm this isn't just a placebo effect. Psilocybin increases communication between brain regions that usually operate in separate silos. It's like your different brain departments, creativity, logic, and that one weird memory of the time you called your teacher Mom finally start working together to turn you into Sherlock Holmes. The stance? Deliberate. Weighted on the back foot. Defensive? No. Poised. The hands? Claw-like, but restrained. A struggle? No. A transformation. We're running out of time. What are we dealing with? It's the arms. See how they're bent at an angle? Rigid, yet slightly curled. Not an attack posture, but something imposed. Something unnatural. A curse? No doubt about it. The rigidity, the unnatural stillness. It's classic early-stage petrification. Of course, I've seen it before. It was so obvious, how could I miss it? 10 seconds left. You need to figure it out quick. Shut up! Let him concentrate! I've already cracked it. You're a witness moments before being turned to stone by Medusa. Guys, I'm a teapot. God damn it! Not again! What makes this superpower particularly intriguing is how it manifests in problem solving. In controlled research settings at Johns Hopkins, participants given psilocybin showed enhanced ability to solve creative problems and make connections between seemingly unrelated concepts. Shoelaces are just seatbelts, but for your feet. Absolute genius. Apparently, it temporarily deactivates something called the default mode network, essentially your brain's autopilot system that maintains your sense of self and filters incoming information based on what it thinks is important. When this network goes offline, your brain processes information more freely, making connections that your normal filtering system would dismiss as irrelevant. But before you start microdosing your way to becoming the next Einstein, there's one slight issue. Although you might feel like you're discovering the unified theory of everything, many of those profound insights turn out to be completely incomprehensible once you're sober. What the hell does everything is connected by invisible rainbow strings made of time even mean?
I don't know, man. All I wrote is, red is the only color in the alphabet that got the same number of letters and numbers.
So, while psilocybin mushrooms might give you the temporary superpower to see patterns and connections beyond normal human perception, the question remains, are you genuinely accessing higher forms of knowledge, or is your brain just making a beautiful mess by connecting dots that aren't actually related, kinda like day traders? Number 1. Talking to the dead. If magic mushrooms give you pattern recognition, then Datura gives you ghost vision. And not the voodoo Ouija board kind, more like talking to a hallucinated person for hours before realizing they don't exist kind. On Datura, people report full-blown conversations with deceased relatives, historical figures, and even fictional characters that feel 100% real. No shimmering, no distortion, just grandma sitting across from you telling you about her day. Then she vanishes.
Wait, so how is that a superpower?
Are you kidding? Imagine being able to talk to Einstein and Stephen Hawking at the same time to figure out complex scientific theories. All right, Dr. Einstein, so you're saying time is relative, but space itself can be curved around massive objects? Yeah, precisely. You'll see, gravity is not a force, but rather the curvature of space. That's incredible. Pfft. Gravity? Don't listen to this patent clerk. It's all just electromagnetism. I was on the verge of proving it before those fools shut me down. Huh. Oh, please, if your theories made any sense, you'd have equations to back them up. Equations? I don't need numbers. I feel the universe. What is all of this nonsense? Gravity is obviously a force. I discovered it centuries ago, and it's been working just fine, thank you very much. Oh, great. The Apple guy's here. And who invited you, Pigeon Man? Oh, ho, ho. The virgin boy's getting feisty. You know, Einstein, for a genius, you sure had a hard time keeping a wife. What was it, 2 divorces? Or did they just get tired of your relativity excuse every time they caught you staring at another woman? What? How dare you, you piece of
What's up, bitches?
No, absolutely not. Who let him in? They're already struggling to keep this discussion scientific, and now you're bringing the guy who proved me wrong?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do my actual calculations hurt your fragile egos?
You literally said my laws of physics break down in a black hole.
Because they do. Suck it.
And you're saying I'm the crazy one? Tesla, you got scammed by Edison so hard they should teach it in business school. At least I wasn't on FBI watch list, Einstein. They thought you were a communist. You both sound ridiculous. Einstein, you failed your first entrance exam. Tesla, you died broke in a hotel room talking to birds. End of discussion.
You know what? You're all pieces of shit.
Whoa, calm down, robot boy. Hey, looks like his batteries are running low. Yo, someone find his plug.
Don't make me disprove all of your theories.
I take back what I said. You're all idiots. Fuck
Oh,
you,
shut up,
virgin
Newton.
boy!
You spent years obsessing over
Maybe I should have just Googled it.
That was
Yeah.
intense.
Definitely got carried away with that last one. But hey, crazy drugs that give you superpowers. Not too shabby, eh?